Okay, welcome back to the channel. Today we are joined by Aiden, the Sunday League football manager. I believe was podcast number
2, 3,
3, 4,
possibly.
3. I think it was 3. I think you were number 3. From podcast number 3, we're starting up a new thing as the football season is approaching. We are starting a new series, a betting series, if you will, called what we called.
Speculate to accumulate.
Speculate to accumulate, where we're going to be giving our not so expert advice every week, and the concept's quite easy. We're going to give you 6. We're going to give you 2 six-fold accumulators. So a six-fold accumulator, 6 games, who we think are going to win them games, and then a 6-fold both teams to score. It's quite that simple, isn't it? Keep it nice and easy. So I've picked 3 for this weekend, and Aiden's picked 3 because the 2019-2020 season is starting tonight. Actually, this is being recorded on Friday, which is the second. Yeah. So these are for the fixtures, all 3:00 kickoffs on the 3rd of August.
Yes.
I put 17. It's 2019. Behind with the times.
You've written it out like you're at school.
I have, but we know in top corners. So we'll start with a 6-fold teams to win.
Right, my first pick is going to be Swansea at home to Hull. Hull struggled on the road last season. They won 6 games out of the 23, losing 12 of them. And Swansea won 12 of their 23 home games. So I've not looked into too much pre-season detail, but they're the reasons for my first pick.
And my first pick, we're going to go down to League 2. And I'm going to back Plymouth Argyle away at Crewe. Ryan Lowe's obviously took over from Bury. And he's took quite a lot of the Plymouth lads with him.
Plymouth lads?
The Bury lads with him. He's took quite a lot of the Bury lads with him. And I think, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Danny Mayer fanboy because he was on the podcast or anything. But I think it was very unlucky last season, Plymouth, to go down on goal difference out of League 1 back to League 2. And I'd tip him the favourite to win that league this year. So my first pick, Plymouth Argyle away at Crewe.
My second pick is going to be Sunderland against Oxford United. Pretty simple one, really, looking at last season where Sunderland, strong contenders, probably should have gone up last season, but this year they probably will. They won 13 of the 23 at home last season, where Oxford lost 8 away. And Sunderland scored in every home game last season, and Oxford drew 9 blanks on the road. So there's my reasoning for the second pick.
Oxford, bunch of blankers. My second pick is going to be Carlisle at home to Crawley. Carlisle kind of lost away at the end of last season in League 2. There was there or thereabouts in the playoffs up until the last few games, I believe. Crawley, they finished 19th on 53 points. Not really that impressive. I've not got as many impressive stats as Aiden has, but I'm going to go for Carlisle for my second pick.
And my third pick for the 6-fold teams to win accumulator is Fulham away at Barnsley. Again, another pretty straightforward one in my opinion. Both 2 new teams to the league, obviously one coming up, one coming down. In my opinion, Fulham are going to win the league this season, and I think they'll win it comfortably, especially when you've got an attack with Ryan Sessegnon, Mitrovic, Ivan Cavallero, and Anthony Knockaert, who they've signed as well. So, yeah, another pretty straightforward one, nice and safe, hopefully.
Mitrovic has got to be the top goal scorer in that league.
He's got to win it by 5-6 goals, surely.
I think so. Last season it was a freebie. Talking about this with Danny, that team who puck you, weren't it?
Yeah,
on a free 32 goals.
You can never rule out Dwight Gale either, can you? But
well, there's talk of him going to Leeds.
He's score bags there, won't he?
Yeah. They're lacking a striker. My final pick, I've not even written down. tell this is the first week I was doing this. I've not even written down who Peterborough have got. I know they're at home. Get on the Google. I'll give you my reasons before I've seen the opponent. Darren Ferguson's the manager there.
You're filling me with confidence.
And there was only 1 point off the playoffs last season, finishing in would have been 8th, wouldn't it? Yeah.
7th?
No, 7th. Sorry. They finished in 7th place.
Peterborough at home to Fleetwood.
At home to Fleetwood. Yeah, it's because we were chatting about it. We were chatting about this just before the pod. Obviously, it's Joey Barton's Fleetwood, isn't it?
They're professional, yeah.
And I'm sure he's got a ban, hasn't he?
I'm not sure it's started yet. I know he's got a court case coming up, hasn't he? But I'm not sure he's been
banned. But yeah, so I'm going to have Peterborough at home to beat Fleetwood. That's going to be my final pick, and we're gonna pick one from that sixfold. So the sixfold is as follows: Swansea to beat Hull, Sunderland to beat Oxford, Plymouth to beat Crewe, Fulham to beat Barnsley, Peterborough to beat Fleetwood, and Carlisle to beat Crawley. What price did you get on that?
Earlier in the week, I picked up 70-1.
You lucky bastard. And currently, the best odds, from right now on Odds Checker, was 50.91 to 1 with Sky Bet. That was. But yeah, so from that sixfold, I'm going to now pick one team who Aiden's picked, who I think is going to let us down, and then he's going to pick one of mine. So I'm going to pick Swansea against Hull because, I don't know, if it were a mid-season game, it's got bloody 1-1 written all over it, innit? I know it's the start of the season. The accumulator is going to be the hardest part for the first few weeks that we do this because
there's no form to go on.
No, there is no form to go on. We're literally just going off transfers and football manager names here, aren't we?
last season's stats.
Last season's stats,
We've not kicked a ball for 4 months and we're trying to work it out off that. So
that's it. So if I think the team what's going to let us down from your picks, if there is going to be any, hopefully
there's not going to be.
There's not going to be almost a banker. This
never a banker.
So Swansea, they're the ones who I think are going to mess up Araka.
I think Plymouth out of Byrons picks are going to let us down because I think Crewe had an excellent home record last season. Where Plymouth, I don't know all these ex-Bury lads like Byron seems to, but I don't understand the hype behind Plymouth this season.
It's going to be 3-1 to Plymouth. Danny Mayer hat-trick. Jobs are good.
There we go.
Go on, Danny lad.
Name dropping.
So the next slip we're going to do is both teams to score. In my opinion, at the start of the season, this is the easiest bet. Well, if there is an easier bet to win on, it's going to be a both teams to score over an accumulator, in my eyes.
Yeah, I think when you're talking sixfold, you've more chance of landing on both teams to score rather than a win accumulator at any point in the season anyway.
Yeah, and that's why the odds are a lot shitter.
Yeah.
So, my first pick on the both teams to score is Newport versus Mansfield. Newport they had a good cup run last season, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they was thereabouts, pottering around the playoffs. Mansfield reached the playoff final, didn't they? And it were a penalty shootout, I'm sure it was.
They were certainly in the playoffs.
Or did Mansfield? Oh, I'm thinking, who played Spurs in the cup?
Newport.
It were Newport. Oh, I'm thinking it's Mansfield. But yeah, Mansfield were there or thereabouts, and I'm sure they got to the playoff final, and they got beat.
Possibly.
Could be wrong. Shit research.
I give up when it gets to knockouts.
But yeah, because they were both tinkering around the playoffs, I think that's got a strong chance.
My first pick for the both teams to score is Millwall PNE. Both teams scored in the last 3 meetings between the two, including the last 2 at the New Den. 13 out of 23 home games for Millwall last season had both teams to score, and 11 out of the 23 away games last season for Preston landed. So they're both pretty much straight down the middle, one just less than half, one just above. So that's my first pick.
It's solid that. I would have got that. I would have had that as well if you didn't beat me to it. my second one, should I say, is Forest Green against Oldham. Forest Green being at home. Again, one of them sides around the playoffs last season in League Two. Oldham have just dropped down from League One. Obviously, Forest Green are the home side as well. I'm pretty sure last season they've had quite a few goals. They actually impressed me last season, Forest Green, because they was in around that playoff positions for quite a while, and I thought they're going to drop out soon. Kept backing against them. Going to drop out soon, and they stayed thereabouts. Oldham, when a side goes down, you expect them to be bagging against bloody Forest Green, don't you?
You'd like to think so, don't you? Forest Green last season were a goal at both ends, weren't they, every week? Yeah.
So yeah, Forest Green and Oldham will be the third pick on the both teams to score slip.
My second pick is going to be Doncaster Gillingham. Last season, Gillingham were always on my both teams to score. They had 10 goals in the 2 meetings they had last season, with the reverse fixture being a 3-3 draw. Reverse fixture. This exact fixture, was a 3-3 draw at Doncaster. Doncaster had 11 both teams to score in the home games last season. Gillingham with 12 in their away games. So that's my pick.
Solid. Absolutely solid. My third pick will be Brentford versus Birmingham. I just think it's got both teams to score written all over it.
It was one I really fancied.
Yeah.
It's the only bet I could have had on that game.
Yeah, Birmingham towards the end of they hit a sticky patch both teams score-wise in the middle of last season, and towards the end they started coming to a bit more, didn't they? They started waking up a bit, Birmingham. Obviously they're away at Brentford. Brentford always bloody score and they always concede, don't they? However, they've just signed that Pontus Jansson from Leeds.
Good signing.
Yeah, but hopefully he has a shit game, so he lands our both teams to score.
My final pick is Morecambe Grimsby. The both teams to score landed in both head-to-heads last season between the two. In 2019, the calendar year, Morecambe have only failed to score in 2 home games out of the 11. And 11 out of the 23 away games for Grimsby last season had both teams to score in it. So that's my final pick.
That's like a very, very fishy fixture, that. You got Grimsby, that's where all fish comes from.
Yeah, Morecambe shrimps. Shrimpers.
Yeah, cockles and shrimps, yeah. So our both teams to score as a whole. Millwall versus PNE, both teams to score. Doncaster Gillingham, Morecambe versus Grimsby, Newport versus Mansfield, Forest Green versus Oldham, and Brentford versus Birmingham. Current odds at the minute with Betfair at 33.89 to 1. Like we said at the start of the podcast, we are not gambling experts. I do encourage you to bet responsibly, and that's not even a joke. I'm not saying that with a
Don't do what I do.
I'm saying that with a grin on my face. But so if you back the sixfold, that was 50.91 to 1. If you put £5 on that, you get
250-ish.
255 back with your fiver. If you back the sixfold both teams to score, call it 34 to 1.
You're talking 175, 180-ish.
Yeah, about 180 quid. Which ain't bad. So you can have two bets. If you're a stingy bag like me, put a fiver on the top one, fiver on the bottom one. Potential of coming out with nearly 500
Just
quid.
for the records, I've got 10 on each, so if we all lose... if you lose, we lose together.
Yeah, so that could be that could be the slogan for the series. We all lose together.
But if we do win, I'm partial to a cider or Amstel or whatever in the pub when you see me.
So yeah, they're going to be our picks for this week. We're gonna do the same thing every single week. We might throw a few other bets in here and there, like a both teams score result as the season goes on.
Yeah, as soon as we can start to see a bit of form, possibly. But
yeah, and we'll have a little scoring system.
What do you want to do on this first sixfold? My 3 against your 3 all the way through the season.
No. So per fixture. So we'll go. Yeah, we'll just go a point.
Well,
so 1 point. So Swansea win this weekend. You've picked Swansea versus Hull.
If I get 3 out of 3, you get 2 out of 3. I got 3-2 up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's do that.
and both teams to score as well, and we'll just combine the two. Or we can have a six-fold section in a little league, and then we can have both teams score section.
Are you going to get some fancy graphics and all this for YouTube?
Yeah. Fancy graphic. No, I can just overlay. You don't the power of me in my laptop. Anyway, so that there are picks for the fixtures on the 3rd of August 2019, not 2017 like it says in my book. But yeah, until next week, bet responsibly and good luck. Hopefully we've
fingers crossed,
won you some money. If not,
sorry.
Catch us if you can.